Yep, we'll just give this 2 minutes. I suppose we can answer some questions actually while we're waiting. We'll start at 5 past, but we could take some questions now actually before 5 past if anyone has any. Yeah, we're doing pretty good, Christian.
And Christian, you'll also be glad to know your filament will be on the way to you tomorrow.
The version 3 frames are not being accepted anymore as of yesterday. So, yep.
So, Michelle, once you've dropped your stuff off at Gap, they should then be sent straight to Igus from there. All Gap locations should be fully aware of this and know exactly how it works. They should have had all the information passed down. If you let us know which specific location, I'm sure we can look into that a little bit more for you.
Moving forward, though, I mean, you're better off, if you can, if there's one nearby, using the Gap, not the Gap, using the buy box solution. It's much easier and much quicker.
Ken, I think a lot of stuff has arrived at Igus today. I think they pretty much run out of time in the day to book them all in. So I think we're kind of just waiting for that backlog to get pushed through today. Or tomorrow, sorry. Yeah, Michelle, in relation to buy box, if you check on the tracker, if you look online on Google, it won't tell you where your nearest buy box is. If you check on the tracker on the website, if you go to the donations and just select the buy box option, it will give you a tracker on there where you'll be able to find your local buy box and see if there is one nearby. A lot of people find they are actually a lot closer than they think.
Yes, the mass scripts are on the filament scheme. Yeah, let's make a start. So yeah, we've got some updates. First of all, I'd like to thank Stephen, who's now created all the individual printer channels. So yeah, you should be able to find them. I think has anyone in the admin team got more information where they can find them?
Yeah, so you just need to add a channel in Slack. They're all named. So it'll be like hashtag 3DPTR and then dash the maker and then dash the model number. So like one of them is hashtag 3DPTR dash reality dash ender3_5.
Where can they find this information?
So I'll put out the big spreadsheet with all the names, but for now you can go in Slack, hit the plus next to channels, and then you get a huge list of all of them. So just find the one for your printer.
Cheers. Yeah, we'd also like to ask everyone if you, I know some of you have been asking, how many of them been sent out there so far, etc. We'd like to, if you go to our Facebook page and you can see the poster of the first lot that obviously it's been sent out on the lorry. And yeah, if you can, please share that post if you can. We've also received another donation for the visor sheets as well. So we'll give you some more updates on them as soon as they arrive. So we'll be able to get some more of these out there and donated. We also have now 73 kilograms of filament that will be going out to all the members that have clicked the reimbursement for that. So yeah, you'll see the picture of that filament going out on the social page as well. So again, please go to the Facebook page and you can see, the pictures of the filament that's all wrapped up and ready to go to you guys. Yeah, is there any other updates that any of the admin team also want to specifically say at this moment?
Just as a reminder for people filling out packing slips and to go through the donate part of the website, if you can make sure that you fill out a packing slip for each donation you're making. So if you're sending 100 headbands and you're sending them in 2 batches of 50, don't just reprint the same packing slip, because when they arrive at IGUS as one order that's actually got 100 there and you've only put in 50, that does create some problems for us, and also means we can't calculate how many points you're due correctly, to make sure that everyone's inputting the data correctly into the forms as well. So yeah, if you just make sure you fill out the correct packing forms, and the same with when it comes to buy box. Well, I said it a minute ago, but just make sure that double check if you've got a buy box location. Google doesn't have all the individual lockers on there, so if you go onto the donate page, click on item and select buy box, then there's a link there that will put your postcode in. It will show you all of the nearest 5 buy boxes to your location.
I just wanted to say something. Go on.
I was just going to say, could we put that link somewhere for everyone to go into and check? They can instead of having to go through the website, they can put the link on the chat, the Slack, and they can click on it to have a look at their nearest buy box.
Yeah, I'll get that link for them now.
Cool. Yeah, I just wanted to say on the social side of things, just thank you to everyone who has shared the Facebook post. We're trying to focus in on just getting everyone to share that one on Facebook. And if we share it enough, we'll get loads of donations. We'll be able to buy loads of screens. So that's just what we really want everyone to keep doing. But thank you to everyone who has.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of been the setbacks for us in terms of getting more of these visors out, is getting the visor shields. So now we should be getting more and more of these out more and more often. So yeah, but please be patient and keep checking the social channels, because you will be seeing the pictures as and when we get them of all the visors going out. Now, I know someone said here that a specific number wasn't mentioned in terms of the 4 pallets. Now, that's 1,000 in total, if I'm correct, on them 4 pallets that are going out to the care homes. Yeah,
and what we're going to have is these are being spread across all of the 250 care homes that Four Seasons have in the UK. So we're going to get loads of pictures on the social media, people using them. You're going to be able to see, what you've printed all over the place. So stay tuned for that.
Well, yes. I mean, so yeah. Sorry, guys, we don't have that many updates today. We have got a lot of stuff in the pipeline for later this week, and hopefully we'll be able to get some more of the updates as we go through this week. But as we said, we're going to do a call every night. So if we're doing one every night, we obviously won't have many big updates every single day. But yeah, so I suppose this really taking this time out to speak directly to you guys and answer your questions straight away. So I suppose let's start taking some of these questions and answering back.
Clive, you're completely right about that. I wish we could raise money faster, but we're not going to be getting adverts on the TV. So the only way that we're going to get money faster is if we all share it to all of our friends, everyone we know, and just be as excited about it as we all are, and get them as excited about we all are, and get more donations. You're completely right. That's how we can make more.
With regards to Andrew asking about the slicer settings, it's probably best if you create those documents per printer. It is something that we've thought about putting together, a certain slicer setting for Cura or Pulsar. The only problem with that is it then depends on what printer you have, and the document becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Where maybe if
I think Stephen will handle that. In every channel, they'll sort of set up the best settings for each slicer. I think Stephen's on that.
Yeah.
Go on.
I was to say, Ken, yes, when the parts received at IGUS fill out a form at their end. So in relation to the question about will we get feedback from any rejects from our batches, so they fill out a form and say, right, you say you said 150, they do a count. Yeah, there's 150, or if there's less than that, obviously they'll adjust that number, which includes any that fall below the required quality. And then there's a comment box where they'll put in there if there's any rejection. You should be notified about that to explain why. Obviously, if you have any questions and queries about that, obviously once that comes back to you, we can look into it from there for you.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just also a reminder, guys. If you do print the stackable versions, do separate them before you post them off, because we can't have. There's only so many staff at IGUS who can check all these, and if they all have to start taking them apart themselves as well, it's just going to make the process a lot slower. So yeah, if you could remember, to separate and then just also, give them a quick check yourself before you send them off.
On that note, we did have someone asking about the IGUS quality control document there, and how much of a bump can they have, or it just depends. I mean, if you run your finger across it, what you got to think is there's a possibility a doctor or a nurse might pick this up and put it on their head quite quick. If that's going to cut the skin, that's going to create a problem. So any sharp edges you can sand down, that would be fine, using something like 250 grit sandpaper or something. But we are looking at some of the things on the first bit on the document is obviously that Y part that sometimes leaves a gap. It is possible that might be okay going forwards. I believe we're waiting on Satra to tell us if that's going to be okay or not. They are a one-time use, but it's just we're waiting on confirmation whether that's okay or not. So we will put another document out for makers to tell you what is acceptable and what isn't.
We just had a question about C certification at the top from Peter, I think. Sorry if I can't pronounce that. But yeah, we'll obviously bring the updates as soon as we get them. So yeah, there should be definitely more updates hopefully this week, earlier this week on the C certification front. So I mean, yeah. I mean, the questions got a bit quiet now. Suppose has anyone got any other questions in regards to not we can try and answer some more questions in regards to knowledge we're learning about the crisis at the moment and the things that are going on. So you can also ask some questions on that. We might have some information.
So Danzo, in relation to donating points back that are earned, I went to create that, and there was a small problem with that. When I then print off or open up the orders, I end up with all the donated points. So we just need to get a filter put in place for that, which Dawn of Alfie will hopefully be getting sorted for us soon. So that then I can add that on there for you. It's not a problem.
Yeah, just to reiterate Verdon's point, make sure you go check out the socials because there's a lot of pictures of Adam's garage with all the filaments stacked up and being sent out today. There's like 73 kilos going today, I think they mentioned. So go check out on social, you can see all the filament being packed up.
The more you guys donate, the more that leaves my garage, the happier my wife becomes.
And the more we have to order to put in the garage.
And that seems like a great problem to me.
Yeah, so the current demand at the moment is sort of plateauing a bit at the moment, but there's going to be a bigger demand in these we're anticipating down the line. Specifically, as you start to notice that once the social distancing starts to be a bit more relaxed and businesses can start sending their workers back to work, you've got to understand that these businesses will have to also make sure that their staff are protected with PPE equipment, etc. So, a lot of places in like public sector, like police, they'll start needing some of these, and other people, like people in not necessarily restaurants, but like fast food places like McDonald's. We've heard they're opening again soon. So there's going to be a PP for quite a few months. We're thinking here.
And
I mean, not even. Go on.
Yeah, so basically the other thing is right now it's the demand as well. It's incredibly regional, and there's no real way of saying now, everywhere has a shortage, because the main thing I feel the government has trouble doing, and what we're finding as well, is the distribution aspect. And basically I'm just trying to say there is definitely demand for it now within the NHS, within the hospitals, but it's sort of now you might start to hear more stories of some people saying it's okay, whereas other people saying like, no, we're completely out and desperate for it.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the care homes, which is obviously where we've started our focus on, Brighter Kind, which is just one company, Four Seasons, they've got 250 homes. So we're just scratching the surface on there. They want loads of these. And there's loads of other care companies that we can send them to as well. So I don't think we're going to run out of places to give these to.
Yeah, just to answer that question about whether the shields are 2,000 or 1,000. It's just 1,000 because we just managed to get the system up now and finalised it working, so that we can track these things. So yeah, it's 1,000 from last week that has been sent out. We should have some more updates soon about the rest. Simon, that was originally investigated. Now our main focus, first of all, is to ensure that there's going to be enough for where it's actually needed, where they need the donations, basically, before we focus on the commercial side of things. So we're just sticking to the donation side of things for now. Simon, not the same Simon, but another Simon, for large private care homes. yes, we do suggest, because sometimes they do, obviously do say to us that, oh yeah, how much do they cost, etc. We just say, we're not accepting payments for these things if they want to put money towards, and then we just tell them the price of how much the material cost that goes into these things, and we tell them to make a donation on the Just Giving page. It's a hard one to, Danzo. It's a hard one to state that in terms of when they're received from IGUS, how long until they actually get to the care homes. Now, at the moment, it's been slow, obviously, because we've been trying to get the visor sheets in, but we will have some more updates on that, which, yes, will be going out a lot quicker.
Can I also add to that, Danzo? We do have a strict 72-hour quarantine for all headbands, and that's as part of the guidance given by the World Health Organization. 72 hours quarantine is part of the whole process of the sanitation route. So they will have to sit labeled, sealed up, everything ready to go, so it gets there safely to the front line.
Yes, Clive, that's right. Yeah, supermarket workers, as you've probably seen, I've seen myself in Tesco's, they've put the plastic barriers up now at the checkouts. So yeah, it's a lot of, as businesses, obviously start sending workers back to work, they're putting them back into risk, and it's all about mitigating that risk through ensuring that the staff have the appropriate and enough PPE equipment. It's just like the surgical mask visor grips, for example. I know there's a company in the US, the largest baking company in the US, called Bimbo. They sent their workers back to work. They ordered 200,000 of these masks. But then the problem is the workers said they couldn't work the 8-hour shift with them because it was hurting the back of the ears. So what they did is then a company went off and bought 200,000 of these of the surgical mask grip things to ensure that the workers are comfortable at work.
Got a question on the Slack from John. Is there any way that we could contact the BBC and any other news media for them to plead with all the independent printing individuals that they already haven't made the news? So what he means there is, could we contact the BBC and contact those individuals that have been on the news who are distributing them and possibly get them to join us?
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to. If anybody has any contacts in any local newspapers, national newspapers, TV, radio, anything, get in touch with me on Slack, and we'll get something out to them. Just if anybody knows anything, that'll help us massively.
We do have a resident Wonder Woman who's Therese here. She has been on the phones trying to get as much media coverage and contacting people as much as possible. But obviously there is a lot of news about it at the moment, and it's hard to get more coverage once they've already run with one story.
I'm a little worried now as to what people are imagining as to Wonder Woman.
It goes with the Iron Man, doesn't it?
Can I just pick up on the supermarket workers and there's somebody else that mentioned about warehouse workers. You're actually saying things that I've heard on the ground from people working within procurement within the NHS. So some of the contacts I've been making is obviously looking at NHS direct routes and things like this. And they've been saying that this is going to change the way everybody works. So face shields are going to be absolutely needed by various workforce, including teachers, including chemists, you name it. Anyone that's customer facing is probably going to need one. So you're absolutely spot on about supermarkets and warehouse people.
And this crisis, this pandemic is going to change the world going forward, really, to be honest. And this is one, well, I say it's one of the reasons. It's not obviously the main reason, but this is why the National 3D Printing Society is focused on a sustainable method of doing these things, because it is a long process, and it is, it's going to change the way the world works. So this is why we want to ensure that what we're doing here and with you guys, to ensure that you guys, are taking a part of something that's sustainable and that's going to last and doesn't just start to burn out and disappear. Question here from Andrew. You want to split? Yeah, if you got, if in point letting you put a long question here, if you pop it in the Slack question channel, one of us will be reading that. So we'll call this at past. So if anyone's got any other questions or anything else you want to say, is there anyone else from the admin team who wants to mention anything before we close this? There was one thing we was going to say is, we're thinking, because there's we're seeing a lot of you guys doing a lot of work every day on this, and we're building up quite a nice community here within the N3DPS, and we was wondering if there's any community ideas in regards to, because we've seen a lot of people, when they're going online playing games online with big groups, we could put one of them together if people would be interested in that. We're on a Saturday night or something, because we can't do much because businesses are closed at the weekend. So we could do something social as well with all the group on Saturday or something, if people are up for that. Drop your comments in the general chat in the Slack group, and we'll try and put something together if everyone's interested.
A drink at the pub there, someone suggested.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
Didn't one of us have a bar in the back garden? Didn't I see?
Due to GDPR, we're not going to disclose that.
I see somebody put something about the government subsidising these efforts, Peter O'Connell. I'm already in communication with the government, and negotiations are ongoing, except I need them to negotiate well. They're a bit, the cycles and departments in Cabinet Office are lengthy. So it takes a long time to get to the point where we can get something out to you guys with good news, but we shall see.
One of the questions asked about, find out who it was, sorry. So I'm going to go with Stefan, so I didn't butcher the start of your name though, apologies. So parts that we've arrived, total ship to date, so we've had 141 deliveries booked in at IGUS. So the Mark III headband, we ended up getting 31,000 of those in. Almost 2,000 surgical mask grips, and almost 1,500 of the Mark 7s have already been donated through the website at the moment.
Obviously, those are just the figures we've had since we've set up this website, and we're able now to track it a lot better and give you a lot more accurate details of what's being shipped at the moment.
Well, yeah. I'd like to just finish it there. Like I said, if anyone's got any ideas for some social stuff on Saturday night, something that we could all have a group call or something like that, just put your ideas in the Slack channel. And just like to also give everyone a reminder, please go to our social media pages, share, like, and tell tell everyone who you know about what we're doing here and what you're doing here. And, you know, the more we share it, the more hopefully we'll get this Just Giving page boosted up, and the more materials we can buy, we can get more and more filament out to you guys. And more importantly, we can get some more of these visors in. So, yeah, we'll put some numbers up as well in the Slack. So I'd like to just say thank you to you all again, and again tomorrow we'll be on at 8 o'clock live YouTube as well, taking your questions, and hopefully have some more updates for you tomorrow. So thank you.
While you're here, subscribe to the YouTube channel, so that you'll get notified straight away when we do these things. Yeah,
definitely, because you know we're going to be probably putting some tutorial videos up as well for printer settings, and there's a lot more we can do with this now. We've got it set up, so we're putting more stuff in this channel. You know, might even get some videos and stuff of, you know, when the shipments are getting packed. It shows you how it's getting packed to Igus, etc., etc. So there's a lot of stuff we can do with this. Well, yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you all tomorrow.